Welcome, everyone. I am actively battling an illness, so I won't be live for very long, so that I don't physically die. I'm just gonna nerd out for a bit. This is my winter 2026 anime rankings. So I'm watching 12 shows right now. That is a lot of anime. Some might say it's not enough anime, and I have opinions on them, so I'm gonna throw them at you. Before we get started, there are a bunch of notable shows that I'm not watching, so that people who have questions about those can just have them answered right now. Here is the list: Fire Force, Vigilantes, MF Ghost, Chain Soldier, Trigun Stargaze, and a bunch of the other new shows there. Tamon's B-side is my potential 13th show. If I were to add a 13th show, it would be that. Champignon Witch, if I were to add a 14th show, it'd probably be that. Why is the last one a notable show? It's notable. It's very notable. So I've split this up into sequels and the new anime. I have them ranked separately just because I don't think it's a very fair comparison. Top sequels of Winter 2026. I'm gonna go into, by the way, maybe light spoilers at most for each of these sequels. Nothing too crazy. So the first one, number 6, is To Your Eternity Season 3. Not that image, oh my god. Yes, this image, oh my god. I don't really see anybody ever talking about To Your Eternity much anymore. And I think I do kind of get why. The biggest problem I have with Your Eternity, which did not start in this season, is that I just kind of don't care that much anymore. So the original appeal of this series was always kind of centered around like tragedy, like you're terrified someone's gonna die, and we don't really feel that way anymore for reasons. The knockers are still around, they're still insane and shit, but it's just not as interesting anymore. To me, not at least compared to before. The knockers are just annoying and weird. They are kind of annoying and weird, yeah. I will say there's some merit to it. So like the story does take some interesting turns in season 3. There's a lot of changes. I appreciate what they're doing with the story, and there's a lot of interesting like themes that they explore, like, you know, hey, you're in the modern world now, like, but that doesn't mean that everything is all cool and nice and peaceful and shit, right? Like life continues to be a struggle. So there's that. Right, obviously the people, you know, the Hayase line of characters continue to be fucking insane. But yeah, little lackluster. The only other thing I'll spoil is that Fushi's trying to like find himself and understand what love means, and this is what this picture is. So he turns into a sea turtle, and then he swims around and he fucks a male sea turtle, and then he gets pregnant and lays his sea turtle eggs, and then they hatch, and then they start going into the sea, and then Fushi's devastated because he's their mom, and then he loves them. Weird scene. Yeah, weird scene, I know, but yeah, I don't have too much else to say. I just want to say that happened. That is something that happened. There is a point to this scene. I'm just saying it's funny. It's very silly. That's accurate and not even that important. Yeah. I mean, it is about like finding out what love means for this immortal guy. I don't have too much else to say, bro. You said enough. All right, you're right. I have said enough. Moving on to number 5, if we're all good there. Number 5 is Hell's Paradise Season 2. Zarky and I have been watching this one together, so yay, shout out to Zarky. I'll be honest, it's been a long time since Season 1, so I was a little rusty on the details for exactly what was going on, but I think I more or less caught up, like, pretty quickly. Is it worth it? I think it's still worth it. So, like, to be honest, I'm not really feeling this as much as I was, say, like, at the beginning of Season 1. Like the very beginning of it, where they arrive on the island, there's like all this intrigue, mysterious shit going on. There's these weird creatures who are like actually genuinely like really terrifying and threatening. It was really cool. I think it's still cool, but I don't feel it as much anymore. It feels more normal, generic shonen now. I don't feel the stakes as much. I don't feel like people are like meaningfully in danger as much. Maybe it's just because like Gabimaru's just survived like way too much bullshit at this point. Maybe it's because I see Tao as like, you know, Chakra, Haki, Nen, Reiatsu, Hamon, whatever else, like all these things. So every time they explain Tao and the power system, it's like, okay, yeah, like it's like all the other ones. It is still absolutely a fun watch though. So like, you know, you'll notice the episode score, it's at 7.5. Like that's a good score still. I'm still overall enjoying this shit. Zarky's in chat, and he'll tell you, we both agree on this. I don't know what the fuck happened. The moment season 2 started, this show got like 10 times hornier. This show got horny as shit. Season 1 was like a little horny. Like sometimes like Yuzuriha will like do some shit, or they show like the Tenshin getting a little freaky with it. But like now it's like everyone has Tao. Tao is life. Tao is like sexual energy. It's freaky. It's freaky. This is like Freaky Paradise, man. Freaky Paradise Season 2. No spoilers, though. I'm not gonna like go into it. If you know, you know. Tao makes less and less sense as it goes. Yeah, it's just they're gonna do some crazy shit. Whatever they can do anything basically and explain it away with Tao. It's the same as all the other power systems that exist in Shonen. Oh yeah, and there's Pokemon types too. It gets a little crazy. I think if we're good there, I have number 4 for you guys. Number 4 might kind of surprise you. So number 4 is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 Part 1. Absolutely. I think it is surprising that it is number 4 and not higher, but it's not really surprising when you look at the score. Of course, JJK, for me, this one's all about the memes. Holy shit, the memes are so good. The memes are so good. I have laughed at every Naoya meme, every like Ranta dying, Jinichi aura farming meme, every millisecond that Hakari's on screen feels like a meme. The Uncle Johnny meme, if you guys don't know about Uncle Johnny, look it up. It's like the most nonsensical, like what the fuck, how did this even become a thing? Like whose idea was this? I love it so much. I love it. I love the community around JJK. I love the memes. Obviously, there's a lot to be said as like the main thing about the overall production quality, the animation, the cinematic feel, and the way that the production team is like, they're taking risks with it and kind of going beyond typical like anime cinematography. And they're doing like kind of wild out there, like Hollywood cinematic shit. You know, obviously like the 5-minute still shot, rotoscoped scene of Yuji and Hakari comes to mind. Like that shit looked pretty amazing. There's the whole like, you know, Zenin clan thing, which, you know, I know, and I've seen it in chat already, it's a little controversial, some of the decisions they're making, right? A lot of Japanese fans in particular didn't love it, and I get it too, right? Like when I read the manga, I was also like, okay, the Zenin stuff specifically, I was like, okay, I know this is like a somber, depressing, like shocking thing that's going on, right? And then they turned it into this like la 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 la, I'm killing everyone, it's fun, haha, yay. They did do that. So I was like, yeah, I get it. And when I watched it, I did also have that thought. However, I still fucking loved it anyway. Just me. I think it's valid if you didn't like it. It's valid if you liked it. That's totally fine. For me, I still liked it, you know, even though it didn't match up to the feeling I got when I read the manga originally, right? For me, it was still it was a treat. Not just that episode, pretty much every single episode that's aired so far has had like an insanely high level of detailed storyboarding. You know, there's highly cinematic shots, super impactful sound design, all that shit, right? It's been a nonstop ride. It's some of the best scenes in anime connected by some of the middest scenes. I have heard a lot about, you know, that opinion, right? Opinions are gonna be very, like, super varied whenever it comes to a show as popular as JJK, so. Also, I have gotten a lot of comments asking me to make a follow-up video to my JJK soundtrack video going over season 3. I sadly don't have plans for it yet because that shit would take 7,000 more years to make, but I do agree, right? This soundtrack, the season soundtrack is amazing. So like there's so many callbacks to motifs and themes from earlier seasons. There's a lot of like return to season 1 type shit going on with the soundtrack. Like it's more like techno, upbeat, funky, etc. There's a cool remix of like Megumi's theme from season 1 during the Kirara fight. I know people like the JJK soundtrack analysis. Yeah, the numbers make it tough. Well, I mean, they do pop off sometimes. So I'm gonna go through number 3 now, which is Frieren Season 2. This also surprised me when I was calculating the episode scores. But yeah, it's Frieren Season 2. Where's the burger? There's too many burgers, Horbiko. Yeah, I was absolutely devastated. Like, I've never been more sad in my entire life, ever, when I found out that this was only going to be a 10-episode season. Only 10 episodes. Only 10. That's okay, we love to see it anyway. We'll take it. We will take what we can get. It is a 10 episodes. Yup, only 10. Oh, you guys are finding out right now, huh? Yeah, it's only 10 episodes. I know. The first one was 28, and now it's 10. The saddest thing of all time. There's rumors the next 2 arcs are movies. Ooh, it's gonna look amazing, but it's gonna take fucking forever. It's gonna take forever. Yeah, I've heard that too. It stops right before what people say is the best arc in the manga. But yeah, Frieren. Honestly, I don't have like a ton to say about Frieren. Like, it's still Frieren. It's still peak. Fern and Stark are so fucking cute. I don't consider this a big spoiler or anything, but you know, I'm so glad we got like a date with them, and it was awkward as shit, but in like a realistic way. It was really awkward and kind of a bad date in like the best Stark and Fern way ever, and like in a realistic, like it reminds me of dates I've been on, the way that happened, right? Like Stark missed 7,000 cues. He didn't talk about her outfit. He didn't call her cute. He didn't hold her hand. He didn't buy her anything. He failed every check. And then he still came out on top. That's my goat. That is my goat. If she waddles like a penguin after, it's fine. Exactly. If she does the penguin waddle, you know she's happy. Yeah, I love this shit. I love the characters. Obviously, I wasn't expecting to see a Frieren crying montage. That was awesome. It's just wonderful. It's a joy to watch. Stark thought she was cute and didn't say it. I know. You gotta say it. It doesn't mean shit if you don't say it. The only thing I'll say is, some of you may know I made a video like 70 years ago, like glazing the shit out of Frieren's flashbacks. I was fully expecting this to happen too, but they're kind of wearing off on me a bit. It's like a little bit of a meme now that every episode is like, that's what Himmel the hero would have done. Oh, the Himmel the hero would have done this. It's like, oh yeah, I remember when we visited the hot springs and it was really shitty and we did a whole bunch of side quests with Himmel and Heiter and Aizen Sosuke, and we're doing it now again and learning an important life lesson with the new party. Like, it is a little repetitive now. I still love it overall. It's everything I said in the original video, like, still kind of rings true, right? Like, their execution for linking the emotional core of the flashback to what's going on right now is still like solid. I still love it. But yeah, it is slowly but surely, just because of exposure over and over again. Yeah, did you know Himmel the hero would do that? It's becoming less of like a huge emotional impactful thing and a little bit more of a meme every time. And yes, of course, the production, the animation, music, Evan Call, shout outs to Evan Call, holy shit, all still peak. I just thought maybe it wasn't executed as well for some of these because some of these flashbacks didn't have the same lessons as season 1. Yeah, I agree. I also think, like, you know, that's part of like this being a mid-season review, not a full season review, is, you know, we just don't have as much to work off of. Unfortunately, when the season is over, we still won't really have, we're gonna have about a third of what we got from season 1 in terms of just content, right? Which is unfortunate, but still. I'm waiting for Witch Hat Atelier. Yes, me too. Oh, the production for Lulu is really good. Yes. And the Millet song for the ending. I wrote out like a crazy, like insane, unhinged tweet about this, but the ending theme makes me feel like I'm just ascending to the heavens. It gives me chills every time. It's so good. It's so good. Cause also, like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Hang on. I'm doing it. Hang on. How many of you guys know that season 1 and season 2's endings are like connected? They're like part of the same song overall. This is ending 1, right? This is season 1's ending.
And you alright.
Right? Da 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 da. Season 2.
So don't you worry.
Da 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 da. It's the same. Yeah, same artist, same chord progressions, same. The lyrics are also like connected. And you all right, so don't you worry. It's so good. It's so peak. Oh my god. All right. It is so peak. Oh my god. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? All right. Anyway, that's Frieren. All right, number 2 is Medalist. Medalist season 2. Medalist number 2, above Frieren. It's no secret I'm a Medalist fan. This is crazy, right? It is also a tragically short season. It is even shorter than Frieren. This is a 9-episode season. I have never seen something this short in an anime season. It is so... Thank you, Fire Medalist. What is Medal? Okay, people are asking about Medalist. It's a skating anime, or it's a figure skating anime. Disclaimer, it's kids, okay? It's not like adults figure skating. It's not weird though, I promise. Like, genuinely not weird. Otherwise, no one would really like this shit. Yeah, I can't say too much about season 2 because I've only seen 4 episodes. That's all that's out. But holy shit, this show gets my heart racing like no other. Like, seriously, I get so fucking nervous and my heart starts beating out of my chest and threatening to kill me every time a skating routine starts. Like, not even Inori's, like not even the main characters, just anyone's. I'm just terrified that they're gonna fall. Every time, like every single second of anyone skating, I'm scared that they're gonna fall. I covered this in its own like dedicated video, but Medalist is a prime example of one of my favorite types of stories in anime and manga, which is competition anime, right? And I've talked about this a bunch of times on my channel before. None of them ever got views because nobody really cares about this stuff. But for me, competition anime is some of the peak of anime. Absolutely. Me not knowing shit about figure skating at all, like nothing. Watching basically the humanity of this show, watching everyone struggle against the odds, watching everyone chase their passions, and like really, really love what they do after all of that. After watching all of that, I am now like jumping off my seat and popping off whenever Inori lands like the triple lutz or the double axle combination or whatever the fuck. I'm like crying and screaming and tearing my hair out, like legitimately, it's crazy. Someone mentioned Sound Euphonium, absolutely. Yeah, I fucking love Medalist. I fucking love all these competition shows. It's like Sound Euphonium, it's just like Chihaya Furu, it's like Haikyuu, yes. Partially, it's like Blue Box. What else? Fucking Kono Totomare. Any competition show that has to, you know, basically do with people like trying their heart out for something, especially even if it's something that like you didn't know anything about, right? Like you don't have to know anything about skating to watch this. You don't have to know anything about fucking Karuta to watch Chihaya Furu. But you naturally learn it and you pick it up because like people, the characters in these shows like care so much and they put their all into like becoming the best at their, you know, whatever it is. And then when you watch them fail over and over again, and then you watch them fucking succeed at the end, it is literally like the best fucking feeling of all time. It is amazing. Have it on my plan to watch because of Kenshi Yonezu's OP. I wish they brought him back. I really wish they brought him back. I'm not really digging the second opening. One more sequel to go, all right? It's Oshinoko. What a surprise. What a shocker. I know, Ethan, you're so surprised. You're so shocked. Peak. I know. Peak. Oshinoko Season 3. Before I start saying anything, don't talk about the manga ending, please. It didn't happen. We're just gonna ignore it. The manga hasn't even ended yet, actually. It's still ongoing, right? There is no ending. I'm in complete denial. I need a Kana fan support group. I know. This is your support group. That's true, Ethan. So the other day, yeah, the three of us, Ethan, me, and Rob, gushed about Oshinoko for like 3 hours. This is a completely true story. I'll just say this, right? The most bitter I've ever been in my entire life about a video on my channel is I made a 45-minute video going over season 1 of Oshinoko, like obsessing over all the tiny details of how they did the anime adaptation, like exactly every detail and like every bit of polish in every scene that went into like turning the manga panels into like the greatest thing you've ever seen and heard. And that video did dog shit, so I had notes for season 2, like full notes on every single scene, but I ended up scrapping it. But you know, season 2 they went even harder for that, or if you remember. And now that we're in season 3, I'm not gonna go into all the details because that's not what this is for, but they might have gone even harder for this. Just in time for the production team's main character, Kana, to start her like infinite suffering arc, which will never end. It sucks. But yeah, this is like absolute cinema all the way through, right? Kana is on a 3-week #1 anime girl streak. She is, yeah. The other thing about Oshinoko, you know, obviously we can talk about the production all day. We can talk about the colors, the animation, the fucking pretty sparkly lights everywhere, the cinematography. The other thing is that even though Oshinoko is about like 700 things, I am always extremely interested and locked the fuck in whenever they start going into like technical details of how things work in the entertainment industry. I think it's just inherently interesting. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because like I am technically like a little bit slightly kinda in the entertainment industry in some way, like the weird outskirts of it. But yeah, it's cool to see. It's really cool to see like shit blowing up behind the scenes at like a TV production company. It's cool to see like shitty bosses act like man children. It's cool to see, you know, all the behind the scenes. Yeah, what do you mean the stage rotates during the play? That's so cool. It is so cool. It's cool to see all this stuff. So yeah, I love Oshinoko. The ending never happened. It never will happen. La 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 la. Can't hear you. I could go on forever and ever about the adaptation though. The opening. Oh, I haven't had enough of a chance to freak out about the opening yet. You guys want to watch the opening? Look at this. Look and listen. Yeah, someone said every frame is like a screenshotable, like every single individual frame. Look at this. Look at this. This is cinema. This is Kana's whole story right here. This is like her entire character in one fucking picture. The production is insane. The quality is ridiculous. It is insanity. Next season, the ending will suck, but at least the opening will slap. Yeah. Something with the endings also is 1 hour of Balatro music. Something about the endings with Oshinoko, they still do the same thing of like they do the link click thing of like they start playing the first 5-10 seconds of the ending theme. The rolling endings, yeah, like they start playing it during the episode, and it kind of like it leads you into the ending, but it starts that like emotional intensity, and it starts like the cliffhanger process at the end of the episode, where for one it like kind of primes you, it smooths the transition, absolutely, it primes you into like getting ready for like a twist, right, or some kind of like emotional beat, and then also like transitions smoothly into the ending too. It's wonderful. I love Oshinoko, man. Yeah, that is everything about this season has had me on a chokehold. Me too. All right, let's talk about the new anime of winter 2026, shall we? These are no longer the sequels, these are the new series. Don't get mad at me. We're gonna start with my least favorites of the season that I'm watching. Again, not to say it's bad, but in this case, I do kind of think it's like a little mid. It is Mayonaka Heart Tune, also known as Tune Into the Midnight Heart. If you don't know, the ultra quick summary, this is like the new harem show. It's the new quintessential quince. It's the new like, you know, Nisekoi, all that shit. The ultra quick summary, if you're not familiar, is that this is a harem high school romance anime. I know. Crazy, right? Crazy. Never been done before. But the premise is like three things, right? One is that the girls are all in the school's broadcasting club, and they all have some kind of career goal related to their voice. So like one wants to be a singer, one wants to be like a news anchor, one wants to be a voice actor, one wants to be like a popular VTuber, like me. The second thing is like the main guy character, Yamabuki. Yeah, he fell in love with a girl named Apollo who used to like host like a podcast thing years ago. They completely lost contact, and apparently one of the four girls is her. He just doesn't know which one. And for some reason, he can't tell which one it is by the voice. They're basically like, oh, all four of these girls sound kind of like Apollo. Which like, no, they fucking don't. They do not. They do not sound the same at all. They do not sound like Apollo. They do not sound the same as each other. It's quince but voice, yes. It's like voice instead of tutoring. So yeah, but there is like this whole mystery to it, right? Which is like, let's find out who Apollo is. I'm like 90% sure that Apollo is either all of them or none of them, but like, hey, we'll see. And then the biggest factor that people will talk about, this is like kind of the big selling factor that people will say, is that Yamabuki is like kind of a Giga Chad. Kinda. He's not Rentaro level, obviously, that's like superhuman, but he's basically like, I am the greatest human to ever exist, and then he'll like back it up. He takes on the role of being like the #1 supporter of all time for all four of the girls. So yeah, I think overall the show is like, it's decently funny, it's decently enjoyable. There's just two problems for me, right? And people will talk, you'll hear people talk about this for sure. One is that the production is sorta ass. The animation is just like not there, which for a series like this isn't necessarily like a huge deal. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it would have been nice to have a little more. But yeah, the second problem is that I kind of don't really care much for 3 out of the 4 girls. The only one I really like and want to root for is Shinobu, who's like the news anchor girl. Everyone else is like, it's a little too tropey. Like the tsundere girl is like just so textbook tsundere. She's like way too tsundere. Rika is like a close second for me. Or not a close second, just second. But maybe I still need to see more. Maybe I need to read the manga, you know, but that's what I think so far. The manga is way better. I may look into it after the season ends. You guys ready for number 5? Number 5 is Shibo Yugi. Shibo Yugi, playing death games to put food on the table, is the full name. People just call it Shibo Yugi because that is easier. People will also call it the death game show. I haven't really heard anyone call it food on the table. Anyway, Shibo Yugi first caught my eye, obviously from the title, like playing death games to put food on the table. I just saw that and I was like, oh, all right, cool. And it kind of just explains the premise. Like, I don't need to explain it really. It's just they play death games. It is like a dystopian world where girls play death games. They're all girls for some reason. But yeah, it's like a dystopian world where girls play death games to like make money and shit. But yeah, I watched episode 1 and it had a fucking chokehold on my sanity for the rest of the day because holy fuck, it was intense. Like, I've seen my fair share of death game content, like a decent amount through like anime, through like Danganronpa. There's like Future Diary and shit, obviously. But yeah, this first episode just gripped me. Like I actually felt genuine fear watching it, which is a very rare thing to say about anime. Felt terrible for Kinko, absolutely. So kudos to them for that. Yeah, it stuck in my mind for like a long time. Have you seen / played Your Turn to Die? Tyler and I have played that together. We've been waiting for the next update for like what, 3 years or something now, maybe longer. Definitely Simple Husk. I will say the same feeling that episode 1 gave me, it didn't really fully come back after episode 1. I think it'll be tough to fully like capture that again, just because maybe it's because of the novelty of it. Like, you know, I'm kind of used to it now. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just how it is for me. Obviously, there's a lot to be said about the presentation of the show, right? The animation style is very like, it's very eerie. It's very like, it's almost kind of uncanny. I can bring it up and show you guys like what it looks like, right? It's like a very, very distinct art style. It's very like, the way I describe it is it's very like dolls in a dollhouse. You'll notice like, you know, the characters in the foreground, they look like they're fucking dolls. Like they look like they're basically dead already. And then people in the background will just be like this kind of pastel-y, like minimalist look. And like, that's the aesthetic, right? Like it looks like this kind of throughout. I think so. I've heard some people say it's like looks kind of weird, looks kind of jarring. It's interesting, it's different. So like, I'll take it. Yeah, I just appreciate them like kind of trying different things. The show is also really quiet. A lot of people have said this. The sound design is spot on. Like the sound is really a huge part of the immersive experience that you get, and it does a really good job at that. There's a lot of mystery to it. There's a lot of like horror elements, of course. Maybe less so in later episodes compared to, you know, the beginning, which was insane. But I'm very interested in where it's gonna go. I'm interested to see how the death games play out. I'm interested to see, you know, the broader story too, if there is one, if they're gonna do that. I think it's worth at least like looking into. If you're not really sure, like just watch episode 1. I think it's a longer episode. It's like an hour-ish. And if that shit grips you, like, then it grips you. All right, number 4. Sentenced to be a Hero. This one is popular, which makes sense. It is a spectacle, right? It's absolutely a spectacle. I guess the quick synopsis of this is that, you know, it's a fantasy action show. It's like a revenge plot. It's very wagakishi. Basically, in this world, if you commit like the worst crimes ever, quote unquote, the worst crimes ever, which is decided by the government, which is totally not corrupt and not taken over by demons. Definitely not. Just a normal, non-corrupt government in a fantasy world. But yeah, if you get sentenced to like the worst possible sentence, they make you a hero, which basically makes you like immortal. Like they can keep reviving you. Basically, if you get killed, they resurrect you, but you lose a little bit of your memories and sanity every time it happens. So they basically turn you into like this infinite fighting machine for the rest of eternity, which is a terrifying notion. It's fucked. It's very fucked. But yeah, I'll be honest. The reason this is at number 4 and not higher, I'm not like 100% sold yet on the plot or the characters that much. I do care, otherwise it wouldn't be number 4, but not nearly as much as I've seen other people care. I do think that the main appeal about this show is like the pretty flashy animation. Like the production is ridiculous. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. I think Teorita is like kind of annoying. She's like Navi, or like she's like Paimon almost. Like she's just going the fucking like wagakishi like. Yeah, I've seen people say they love her. They're wagakishiing all over the place. I've seen people say they hate her, like in chat right now. There are 2 messages in chat right now, one after another, that have perfectly illustrated this exact thing. But yeah, I think in more recent episodes, she's growing on me more. I don't find the whole like give me head pats and give me praise thing like that endearing. It's not like that for me. I get why they do it. It's cute. But yeah, she's not one of the highlights for me, I would say. The highlights instead for me are all the heroes. So like Xylo obviously is Mr. Cool Guy. Venetim is interesting and he's annoying as shit, but he has an interesting backstory. The king guy is the fucking goat, obviously. Tatsuya is voiced by Kirito, and I think that's hilarious. Kivia is also a pretty interesting character. It's pretty obvious where her story is like leaning towards. You know, I like the dynamic between her and Xylo. I like her kind of starting to question things. It's cool. A lot of the show is world building. It's like unraveling the underlying mystery behind like everything that's going on, unraveling the conspiracies. Clearly, it's like a very like scaled up story that they're building over time. So I'm pretty down to keep watching and finding out more.
Yeah, the magic system is also pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's talk about number 3. So speaking of very pretty looking shows that have action and fantasy elements that look kind of like this, it is Fate Strange Fake. Coincidentally, both shows have exactly the same average episode score for me. Exactly the same. They're both exactly at 8.00 if you look here. So it is kind of an exact tie between 4 and 3. I just kind of picked Fate to be a little higher because I don't know why. Like, it probably could be the other way around too. I just, whatever. So yeah, I think a lot of what I said about Sentence to be a Hero can apply here too, right? It's another Fate. It's another Holy Grail War. If you're not familiar with Fate, like you, Dumbo, I'm not calling you Dumbo, that's literally your name. It's basically like a giant battle royale. Every Fate kind of is. It's like a giant battle royale for the Holy Grail, which is like a wish granting thing. And it's got like super omega powerful figures from history. He has a walking Fate encyclopedia. Yeah, I watch a lot of Fate with Fire, and Fire is my Fate encyclopedia. Yeah, a lot of like crazy powerful figures from history paired up with like modern mages. This one has a twist where like and the twist is crazy because instead of like, normally it's 7 pairs of magical servants and masters and 1 for like each class, right? So the classes are like Saber, Lancer, Archer, Berserker, etc., Caster, Rider. Yeah, instead of 7 pairs, it's a double. So normally it's 7 pairs, which is like 14 characters in the Battle Royale plus some others. Except in this one, there's double that. So there's 28 plus like a billion other fucking characters. So there's like, I don't know, 30 something, 40 main characters. So there's like a million bajillion characters in this one, and it gets really confusing sometimes, honestly. The thing about Fate, and it becomes really apparent with Strange Fake, is that it is just so easy to just not understand what the fuck is going on in a scene or what the fuck the characters are talking about, even if you've seen other Fates. If you haven't seen other Fates, I don't even know what your brain is doing during these scenes at all. I don't think Strange Fake is like a great place to start, personally. The place to start, pretty much everyone says, is either like Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works or Fate Zero. I'm more of a Fate Zero guy, but like there's no wrong answer to that exactly. It's just one of those two will like introduce you pretty well. Anything that's not called Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night something is like a spin-off basically. But yeah, the good thing, obviously like it's confusing as shit, but the good thing is that you can also kind of treat this show as like a turn your brain off and enjoy the fireworks type of show, and it works great. I'm kind of in the middle, so like I'll understand maybe like half or most things going on in the lore, but I am also definitely just enjoying the ride because it's beautiful. It is a wonderful, beautiful ride. It's eye candy, it's ear candy. We were freaking out about this yesterday because the sound effects in Fate Strange Fake are kind of like the sound effects in Apocrypha, where they just destroy your ears sometimes. Like they just bass boost the shit out of like an explosion, and it like destroys you. Thankfully, I do have Fire to ask if I'm missing any details because Fire plays FGO, and sometimes Fire will also just say like, I don't fucking know, and that makes me feel great about myself. It's cool though. Fate is always like a fun watch. Not always, most of the time. So number 2 is, and both number 2 and number 1 are so good. They are so good. It's You and I Are Polar Opposites. So quick little story about this one. It's a high school romance show. When I first heard about this, the key visual didn't really entice me all that much, so I put it aside until I heard a lot of noise about people loving this show. So like a week ago, I decided to just binge this thing and catch up. And then I immediately proceeded to love this show so fucking much, and also feel a sense of like immense regret because I just made my Fragrant Flower video. I just released my Fragrant Flower video on my channel. The Fragrant Flower video, which is called The Anime That Gets Romance Tropes Right, was originally supposed to be called like the most efficient romance anime or something like that. But then I watched this, and the confession happens in fucking episode 1, so I couldn't fucking do that anymore, could I? Granted, it's a very different type of romance show from Fragrant Flower. There's way less drama, there's way more fun. But yeah, you can't really compare the two very well. It's definitely apples to oranges. So number 1 is I lost my virginity to an android. Yes, Yeah, you got me. You got me. You got me. So this is what I wrote on my Annie list like notes section for this show. It says one of the most fun and refreshing and fast-paced romance anime ever. Holy shit, I can't stop smiling and laughing. Suzuki's dialogue and thoughts are some of the best ever. They're somehow both insane and realistic / relatable at the same time. Actually, this show just has the best and funniest conversations between all the characters. Like they're literally just fun and funny people. And then a stolen quote from someone on Reddit, but my face might rip in half from smiling so much. All of this is true. Like very, very true. It is so much fun watching this show. It is so fun. This show just brings so much joy to my heart and my life. I do want to talk about this. So I think there's a whole category of anime called like, in my head I kind of call it like the they didn't have to do that shows, where the team making the anime, the production team, just goes absolutely above and beyond. More than just like general animation quality. Like they have original scenes and sequences and little details and polish to everything that weren't in the manga at all, where it's just obviously out of a clear love for the source material. You can just tell that they love it so much. And you know, they put in a lot of extra small things that technically don't have to be there in order to have like a commercially successful product. It goes beyond the money, it goes beyond the obligation. And I think You and I Are Polar Opposites is like a textbook they didn't have to do that show, right? It's the same as like Oshinoko. My Dress Up Darling was oozing this energy with every scene basically. Dandadan has this too. These are all like master classes at this, right? And I think if you don't want to watch the show, or if you're not sure about it, like an easy way to kind of determine this is like an easy test for this, right? Is like looking at the opening and the ending. So if you take a look at these, right? Not even really listening to the music. I'm gonna mute the song. But if you look at these, there's just obviously so much like, it's just so extra. There's just so much like extra shit. The color thing reminded me of Blend S. Yeah. Look at this like water filling thing. Like who comes up with this? Who comes up with this? This is so cool. This is so cool too. Yeah, it's just, there's just so much. There's a lot of references that they make in the show too overall. Like there's a lot. But yeah, in summary, fun, so much fun. I fucking love it. But I don't love it as much as the number one show. And I think you guys, many of you saw this coming. The number one show is Ikoku Nikki, also known as Journal with Witch. This is not only my favorite of the season, it is looking to be one of my favorite anime of all time. I kind of want to make like a dedicated video about this, but just in case the timing doesn't work out, I want to spill out a bunch of thoughts here too, because I have so many notes. I just needed to I tried to condense them down so that it would fit within this. The main thing I think for this show is that it does realism insanely well. It is one of the most realistically portrayed stories I've ever seen, and it fucking blows my mind with that every single goddamn week. It is so good. It's surprisingly simple, actually, the plot. Basically, so there's this girl, Asa, teenager, high schooler, and she just lost her parents in an accident. And her aunt, who is pictured here in the slide, her mom's sister, Makio, who had a really, really bad relationship with her mom, takes her in and becomes like her new guardian, right? And they're basically like completely opposite people. They, one is like super, one is an introvert, one's an extrovert, as on like a basic level. They have very different approaches to life. They learn to navigate through life troubles together. And then probably most importantly, as like the main thing here, is that they deal with grief together. So like the long, arduous, complicated process of grief. And this is the key thing that makes the show so compelling to me. It's so realistic with a lot of things, but specifically with grief. The grief is not over dramatized. The focus is not really on like the event that happened, the accident. It's all on the impact on the people who are left, right? It's about the unresolved trauma. It's about the reactions and the lack of reactions from the cast too. It's about the mundane shit, right? Like something that stood out to me so much was like, they spent like 2 weeks, I think, where Makio and Asa go to her old house and they just sort of like sort out all of her and her mom's old stuff. And it takes a while. Like, and I saw that and I was like, yeah, like it's obviously something that's like very emotionally impactful, going through the belongings of a loved one who passed, you know, picking out what to keep, what to throw away, sorting through like clothes that you know aren't going to be worn again. But I also can't really think of another instance of anyone doing this in an anime just in general, or at least having this much focus on it. And it's not just this, like it's like the legal process of Asa having a new guardian, dealing with lawyers and insurance and shit like that, and then like all of that like weighing on her on top of like her regular like work stress, all these different stresses like compounding together. Like all that shit too is part of the real process. Like there is just life itself too, right? That shit gets to me. And the process of grief in this show is like this, you know, it's this long ongoing thing that's probably gonna last for years for these characters, right? It's because that's just what happens in real life. There's like a void in everyone's life and they've got to figure out what to do with it, how to process it and move on with their lives. And it's completely different for everyone, right? Like Asa is kind of initially sort of out of it. Like you wouldn't really know what's going on. You wouldn't even really know like something happened from some of the scenes in the early episodes. And it's not until like pretty deep into the season when we start to see more like sadness and anger coming from her about the incident, right? Makio is also like interesting. Like she's completely fucking checked out at first because she like hated her sister and felt like nothing. But then over time, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on where she starts learning that, hey, maybe her sister wasn't the person she thought she was, right? Like there was more humanity to her and more struggles that she dealt with that were kind of unknown and hidden away. I think this is just such a deeply human story, and I can't get enough of it. It's so real. There's a lot also outside of the grieving process, right? Like fundamentally, as like a slice of life show, this works really well too. Makio and Asa are both very different people. Someone who's super introverted, prefers, you know, her quiet time, prefers to like recharge energy on her own. Asa's someone who can't really stand being alone for too long, right? There's a scene in episode 4 where like Asa will bring her friend over and then Makio ends up kind of running low on her social battery and becoming irritable because of it. So she couldn't really focus on her work properly. And then later in the same episode, like Asa ends up waiting for Makio for over an hour for her to join her for dinner before she actually starts eating because she finds the idea of eating alone to be like super lonely and sad. But to Makio, it's just kind of whatever, right? Like people are very different. And I think this show portrays that so well in the context of like daily life. If you're looking for like, you know, representation too, I also have it in my notes. Makio is like very obviously neurodivergent, like very obviously. And I wrote in my notes that it's like never really outright stated that she's neurodivergent, but it's clear that they're trying to portray that. Except in episode 7, they literally outright say it. So fuck me, I guess. There's also some romance in here that's like realistically portrayed too, like Kasamachi. Amazing fucking character. I love him and I want to see more from him. But yeah, before I go on for too long, because I've just been sitting here ranting about it, the crux is that this is a very deeply realistic human story about life and grief. It's full of flawed characters who are still fundamentally good people, who are just trying their best and caring for each other. And it's fucking peak. And I love it. This is my jam. This is my type of show. Like to a T. Like this is like literally exactly my type of show. Now, I won't claim this is for everyone, right? This is actually not really a recommendation from me, right? This is definitely not from everyone. I've already seen a lot of people talk about this in the chat too. Not for everyone, absolutely not. But for the target audience, if this does sound like it's, you know, something for you, does it hit. I know Rob and I both, every week we just, you know, Rob and I have a little chat going like, so how was Peak? Was it Peak? And I'm like, yeah, it fucking was. Is it for Tyler, Mr. Harrelin? I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. You can give it a shot, you can try. I don't really think it is. It's got some similarities to like Sangatsu no Lion though, for sure. Tyler is random. It's so hard to it is so hard to figure out if Tyler will like a show or not. I've known this guy for like, what, 13 years or something now? 12, 13 years? I still can't figure it out. He's like the only person in my life where I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a coin flip, I don't know. Yeah, that's my list. So to recap, we have To Your Eternity, Hell's Paradise, JJK for the sequels, Frieren, Medalist, Oshinoko, and then for the new anime, Mayonaka Heart Tune, Shibuyuki, Sentence Be a Hero, and then Fate Strange Fake, Polar Opposites, and Ikoku Nikki. I guess in conclusion, this season is insane. This season is fucking ridiculous, and I love it. I'm having the time of my life. But it's hard to take these as my tastes and like universalize them, right? Because I cannot in good conscience say like, oh, Ikoku Nikki is a masterpiece and everyone should watch it. I don't think that's true. I think it's a masterpiece for me, and for the people it's made for, like the target audience, it is not for everyone. I mean, I think that goes for most shows, like 99.9% of anime. It's like, you gotta see who the target audience is, right? Anime fans have like a very bad tendency to like universalize their opinions, to just say, oh, I love this show, therefore it's peak and everyone should watch it. And if you don't like it, it's like, you know, something's wrong with you. Everything has a target audience. All right, cool. That's it. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for watching. Thanks for talking. Bye.